That's toilet paper. Um, we use this like every day. Yeah, we don't really put much thought into it. Like, when I think of toilet paper, like, I truly think it's like a hero, cause like everybody's like been like, you know, like, oh, texting me like, hey, can you pass me like the toilet paper, or like screaming, hey, from across the house, like, hey, yo, like, do you have extra toilet paper? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've even saved homies like lives, like in class, like, hey, dog, like, can you take me some toilet paper? And I'd be like, yeah, don't worry about it, G. Like, I honestly think like toilet paper is one of, if not the most important, I mean, one of the top like inventions like ever made, cause like we use it every day, yet we don't really think too much about it. What I'm going to be sharing with you all today is the history of toilet paper, its social impact, and like how it's evolved over time. If you guys can't see it, it's and also like at the end of the speech, I'm gonna need some volunteers for demonstration. Nah, I'm kidding. The Chinese are credited as being the first to use sheets of paper for toileting purposes, according to Yortulaga, dating to the 16th century AD. The invention did not become popular until the 14th century. The imperial court of the Ming Dynasty had it manufactured in 2-foot by 3-foot sheets, and even put perfume on it for like the emperor and like the like kings and queens. Like, that's pretty fancy, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine like you go to the restaurant and like somebody's there like to like wipe your ass, or like to put perfume on it, like that's goals, you know? Especially like since it's back then, and like not now since we're more modern. The first bathroom wipes weren't invented until 1857, but not many people like bought them, because like back then, like they weren't really used to it, because they thought it was like more of a taboo subject, like because they didn't even hold hands in public. Now imagine like talking about like using the restroom. So they thought like when it was invented, they were like, oh, like it's gonna like be a cool invention, but in reality, like people didn't really like talk about it or like buy it at all. Instead, most Americans like use things like corn cobs, moss, and like pages from magazines. And when I tell you, when I read this, I was like, thank God we live in an era like we do today. Like, that sucks. Like, corn on the cob? Like, are you serious? Like, imagine I just failed this speech and now I'm gonna go to the restroom to use cob? Like, are you kidding me? Like, nah, like, that's a no-go. Like, they use paper from magazines, like during like the Civil War, like they would, many soldiers like wouldn't be able to read. So what they would do is have books, and like, it would be funny because like, there would be like one that would have a book with them, like one of the soldiers, and the other guy would be like, hey, pass the papers. Like, nah, I'm usually like, what, you gonna read it or what? And like, they would make fun of each other because obviously like none of them knew how to read, so there was only like one purpose for the book, and they would like share it to wipe themselves. In American culture, debate exists as to which is like the perfect way to hang toilet paper, like either under or over. And a Scott Paper Company survey found that 60% of people prefer toilet paper to hang over the top, and then 29% preferred under, and like the rest like didn't really care. Like, it's toilet paper, dog. Like, I'm good, G. And that's like how it is. Like, the impact like today is like we're like more like cleaner, like nicer. Like, instead of getting like infections from like getting cut and all that stuff, don't even think about it. Like, we have like toilet paper, so it's like more sanitary. Like, there's less like disease being spread around, and like in today's world, like this like every year we spend up to like $6 billion on toilet paper, according to like Google. And like, imagine like you don't really think about it, like, oh, I'll be stacking, like I got racks on, like, oh, I'm gonna use like watches or whatever. But like, imagine like everybody uses toilet paper. Like it's crazy how much like we spend on it, but like don't even think about it. There's an alcohol based Kiwi like tissue group that is making like inroads on toilet paper costs with the introduction to a number of like public facilities like new restaurants. So what they're trying to do is like, instead of using like toilet paper, because we do use like a lot of it in, like tearing down trees and everything, in today's world, they're trying to use like kiwi based tissue to like be more like natural or organic and stuff, because you know like everybody's turning vegan and gotta save the planet, gotta save the polar bears and everything. So yeah, what I shared with you all today is the history of toilet paper, its social impact, and how it's evolved. Alright, and that's, so with great paper comes great responsibility. So like, honestly, like if you're gonna like hang it on the rack, like put it over, cause like nobody's trying to go to the restroom and do extra work, like finding it, going into Narnia and like where the hell is the toilet paper. So, thank you.
You just wasted it.
You wasted 20 minutes. Yeah, you
Oh,
wasted
no,
What if you need to use it, bro?
no, no.
Yeah.